Hey guys, we're on day 7 today, and we've already talked about challenge groups, we've talked about your why, about sharing, about Beachbody, and yesterday we talked about Success Club, which should be a goal for you every single month. But today we're going to talk about what it's going to take for you to achieve Success Club and what exactly you need to be doing every day consistently so that you can reach that goal. Okay, so the most successful coaches in Beachbody have what is called a power hour. So it's 1 hour a day of laser focus on getting all of your work done. So when I do my power hour, I sit at my desk in front of my computer, I turn off my text message notification so that I'm not bothered by anything coming in. It's just 1 hour, it's not gonna kill you. I actually do it when my toddler is asleep because it's the quietest time during the day at my house, and I actually have to have absolute silence. I don't listen to music, I don't have anything on that will distract me. Sometimes I'll make sure all the windows are closed so that way I don't, hear things outside. But that's what works for me. So figure out what works best for you to keep you focused so that you don't have any distractions for 1 hour, your power hour. And figure out the best time of day to do it, whether it's nap time or at the very end of the day, or maybe you want to wake up in the morning before your entire house is awake and get it done then. I know a lot of coaches wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I know that sounds really early, but then it's done first thing in the day and you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day because you know that you're already done. So figure out when is best for you and commit to doing it every single day. Okay, so there are 6 things that you need to do during your power hour, okay? Write these down, get out a pencil and take notes because they're all important. And maybe you wanna write it on a whiteboard or put them on a sticky note by your computer, okay? But just make sure that there's somewhere where you can see them every day and you do them in this order because you can't do number 4 without doing number 1 first. Okay, so number 1 is to connect with new people, all right? We have to add to our network. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to help people, okay? You can't help the same, people forever. You have to be adding to your network and making those connections. So we already talked about how to do this, but you're not just gonna add friends on Facebook and then not do anything, right? You need to send them a message and make that connection so that they know that you are sincere. Because when you start building that relationship, then they're going to be a lot more open to you helping them later down the road. Okay, so 2 to 3 new connections a day is a great goal. And this is actually a lot of fun because you get to meet new people, you make new friends, and I love learning about other people. So you don't even have to bring up Beachbody, just make those connections and start building those relationships. So 2 to 3 a day. Okay, number 2 is to return all your messages. So anybody that has messaged you previously, this is your time to get back with them. Whether they were contacts that you added the previous day and you're, continuing building your relationship, get back to all of your messages. This isn't a time to get back to messages from, your sister asking if she can come over later with her friends or her kids. Just Beachbody messages, okay? That's number 2. Number 3 is to share with 2 people a day. So what I mean by sharing is share about Beachbody, okay? You don't have to invite them to coaching. You don't always have to invite people, but when you're sharing what you're doing, when you're sharing about what Beachbody is about how you feel, the difference that it's made in your life or changes that you've noticed, then that is going to plant a seed in other people. So that later on, when they, see you're inviting to a challenge group, or they hear you say that, you are doing a what is coaching group and you want, to talk to people who are interested, then that seed has already been planted, okay? So 2 shares a day. And when you do that, then chances are some people will say, oh, well, they want more information. So I try to aim for 3 or 4 new business presentations, if you will, a week where you explain about the business and about coaching, and you give them the details. Okay, number 4 is to follow up, all right? The fortune is in the follow-up. Now, you're gonna get a lot of people tell you no when you invite them, and that's okay. We like no's. No's are good, okay? But all of those no's that you get, you don't just write them off. So go back to those people from a few months before, or a couple months before, or even a few weeks before from the previous month, and just follow up with them, okay? Because when somebody says no, they don't mean no forever. They just mean no right now. So maybe now is a better time for you to get in touch with them and see if you can help them with their fitness goals, or just check in with them and see what you can do to help them with their fitness goals, okay? We don't always have to have everybody in a challenge group in order to help them, all right? Just giving them that support and that inspiration and letting them know that you care sometimes is what they need. And we can do that as a coach because that's our job, is to help people. Okay, number 5 is to check into your challenge groups. You can do your post for the day if you're doing this first thing in the morning, or you can comment on other people's comments that, on your posts from throughout the week. Check in with your challengers, see how they're doing. Check in with other coaches that you've been working with and see what you can do to help them. But number 5 is checking in, okay? So check in with your challenge groups, whether it's a fitness group or a clean eating group or whatever kind of group you've got going on, and check in with your coaches. Number 6 is to invite, okay? You can't go a day without inviting. I told you in a previous video that I try to shoot for 5 to 10 a week. So when you are doing those invites every day, then it'll be easy to invite 10 people a week to a challenge group. So invite. It's one of the 3 vital behaviors, and it's not something that you can ever let go, because before you know it, it will have been 2 weeks before you've invited somebody and you have a challenge group starting and nobody in your challenge group. Okay, so 6 things: connect with 2 to 3 new people a day, okay? Make those connections so you can start building those relationships. Number 2 is to return all of your messages. Number 3 is 2 shares a day about Beachbody or about coaching. Number 4 is the follow-up, okay? The fortune is in the follow-up. A lot of times people will come back to you months later and you don't want to write them off, okay? Number 5 is to check in with your challenge groups and your coaches. And number 6 is to get your invites done, okay? All right, we will see you tomorrow.